Christian Horner delivered a sharp statement to Liam Lawson amid rumors of Sergio Perez's dismissal from Red Bull. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen's 2024 victory has drawn harsh criticism from former world champion Nico Rosberg, who claimed the win was purely down to luck. In a surprising twist, Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur hinted that Carlos Sainz could potentially make a return to the Scuderia. Welcome to F1 Real Time. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Liam Lawson's trajectory in Formula One has been nothing short of remarkable. The young New Zealander stepped in to replace Daniel Ricciardo for the final 6 races of the 2024 season, following his stint as a substitute for the injured Australian the previous year. With his future yet to be officially confirmed, Lawson has become a key talking point as speculation around Red Bull Racing's 2025 driver lineup intensifies. Lawson is widely regarded as the frontrunner to succeed Sergio Perez at Red Bull Racing. The Mexican driver's position remains under scrutiny as contract negotiations extend beyond the Abu Dhabi season finale. Should the Red Bull seat remain elusive, Lawson appears destined to secure a place at Racing Bulls, the sole team yet to finalize its 2025 lineup. Having now completed 11 Formula One races, Lawson has shown flashes of brilliance despite his limited experience. Although he has not yet matched Yuki Tsunoda's consistency in the other VCARB car, Lawson's potential has caught the attention of Red Bull's decision-makers. His comparative lack of mileage in Formula One is seen as a key reason for the disparity, but his adaptability and composure have made him a strong contender for a more prominent role within the Red Bull stable. During his 6-race audition this season, Lawson secured to 9th-place finishes in just his first 3 outings. These performances earned him praise from Red Bull team principal Christian Horner, who highlighted the New Zealander's ability to thrive under challenging circumstances. I think Liam, in challenging circumstances, has done a very good job. If you analyze what he's done in the time that he's had and the race pace that he's shown, I think he's done a solid job. Yuki Tsunoda, Lawson's teammate at VCARB, edged ahead during the same 6-race period with a standout 7th-place finish in snow polo. Tsunoda also showcased his skills during a day of testing in the RB28 Yas Marina, further cementing his credentials as a future contender for a Red Bull Racing seat. Horner commended both drivers, acknowledging the tough competition for a spot in the senior team. Yuki has done a good job too. So in the event that we decide anything with Checo, they'll be the candidates, obviously, that we'll look towards. Sergio Perez's future at Red Bull remains uncertain. Despite Max Verstappen's dominant season, securing 9 wins, 10 pole positions, and numerous podium finishes, Perez has struggled to match his teammates' extraordinary pace. Obviously, the benchmark is always your teammate. Max is the hardest teammate in the world to have. It's a difficult job to sit next to Max and extract the maximum out of the car. Horner also acknowledged the RB20's narrow operational window as a contributing factor to the team's dynamics. RB20 has been one of the more challenging cars we've produced. Its operational window to extract maximum performance has been very, very narrow, and that's something we'll be working to broaden next year. In an exclusive interview, Lawson reflected on the potential opportunity to partner with Verstappen at Red Bull Racing. For the young driver, the prospect of learning from a 4-time world champion is a tantalizing prospect. For me as a driver, to go in against the guy who's won for world championships and is well seasoned. He's been in that car for a long time. That car is almost not developed around him, but he's been a massive part of developing it and understands it very well. He added, when you see all the data he brings in, it's all right there on paper. For me to be alongside that, to be able to learn from him and have all that access, I think that's what's exciting for me about the opportunity. If that opportunity was to come in the future. Meanwhile, Lando Norris has emerged as one of Formula One's brightest stars, and while his 2024 season showcased moments of brilliance, 2016 world champion Nico Rosberg believes the McLaren driver still has room to grow. Speaking on podcast, Rosberg highlighted Norris' exceptional raw speed but pointed out that mental hurdles and occasional mistakes could hinder his chances of becoming a champion. Rosberg didn't hold back in his praise for Norris' driving talent, likening his raw pace to that of Max Verstappen, the reigning world champion. Norris was Verstappen's closest challenger for the 2024 title, ultimately finishing 63 points behind the Dutchman. He has shown raw speed on a level, I would say, with the best. Even with a Max Verstappen, the raw speed is there. It's very, very phenomenal. However, while Norris has demonstrated he can match Verstappen's pace, Rosberg suggested that his consistency remains a work in progress. The standout example Rosberg referred to was the Singapore Grand Prix, a race Norris ultimately won but not without drama. Despite leading comfortably for much of the race, the McLaren driver came perilously close to crashing onto separate occasions. Where we've still seen a little bit of issues for him is he has some inner demons in his mind, which results in one or another mistake. The most notable was really Singapore, where he was leading the race for 20 seconds, and 2 times he almost crashed out. It was even a bit strange that it was so extreme. So he has to work on that a little bit still to just reduce one or another mistake. Rosberg also compared Norris to his McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri, who impressed in his rookie season. According to Rosberg, while Norris boasts superior peak speed, Piastri's consistency is an area where he currently holds the edge. Piastri is not as fast in his peak speed, but he's just always consistent. Always there, no mistakes. This consistency from Piastri is something Norris could learn from as he looks to solidify himself as a genuine title contender in the coming years. Despite the criticisms, Rosberg expressed confidence in Norris' chances for the 2025 season. With McLaren closing the year as the strongest car on the grid, Rosberg believes Norris has the tools to dethrone Verstappen. He's the favorite for next year now to win the championship. Why not? There's no reason why he shouldn't be the favorite, right? Because at the end of this year, McLaren was the strongest car. Rosberg pointed to Verstappen's dip in form as further evidence that Norris could take the title fight to the Dutchman. Verstappen doesn't have the fastest car and he's won 2 races since May. That's nuts, and of which one was just magic in the rain. So only 1 race, really in the dry, that he has won since May. You're not going to win a world championship in that form next year against Lando Norris, so I would say Lando is the favorite. Meanwhile, Carlos Sainz's 4-year tenure with Ferrari came to an emotional end at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, marking a significant transition for the Spanish driver. While the curtain fell on his time with the Scuderia, Sainz remains optimistic about his future, having secured a seat with Williams for the 2025 Formula One season. Sainz entered the 2024 season knowing it would be his last in red, following Ferrari's decision to sign 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton on a 3-year deal. Despite his hopes for a contract extension, bolstered by his status as the only non-Red Bull race winner in 2023, the allure of pairing Hamilton with Charles Leclerc proved too enticing for Ferrari to pass up. I fully understand the appeal of signing Lewis. It's an opportunity to bring together one of the greatest drivers with the sport's most historic team. After months of deliberation, Sainz committed to Williams, a team eager to build on its recent progress. Though the split was amicable, Sainz's final race for Ferrari was marked by a mix of nostalgia and determination. Reflecting on the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, he described the emotions of his last day with the team. Strange. A bit emotional, I'm not going to lie. The last time I jumped in the car on the grid, I knew it was going to be my last race with a group of people I've enjoyed working with for the past 4 years. I tried to remind myself to enjoy the race and give my absolute maximum for this team. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur suggested that a return to Maranello isn't entirely off the table for Sainz, depending on how the next few years unfold. This is a very small world. There are only 10 teams and 6 or 7 top drivers. You never know what will happen in the future. We don't know what 2027, 2028, or 2029 will look like, but the possibilities are endless.